Hi, I am Benjamin, AI Data and MLOps Engineer, and so today I'm going to show you how as a professional you can build and automate a real-world production style data pipeline. So for the success of this, we'll be using a live Bitcoin data from Yahoo Finance. And so what we'll do is that we'll get the first data and then we'll be using Databricks Job. So instead of sitting in front of our computer to do the pre-processing ourselves, we'll do the first pre-processing and allow Databricks Job to re-automate everything for us. And what's going to happen is it's going to append without having to keep any duplicates, the latest and newest data, and it's going to run once every 5 minutes. And I'm also going to show you how we can also set a notification that will send an email to us. All right, let me show you how it's going to work. And so for every professional job run in Databricks, there is a need to create a dedicated workspace folder for each project. Okay, so just go over right here and we'll create a folder for this, and I'll call this run job. And having done that, right inside the folder, we will be creating two notebook files. I'll rename this one and I'll call this creator. And I'll be dropping the link to this code in the description of this video. Now, this is what it does. The first thing it will do is to import Yahoo Finance, which is the library. And if this is the first time you're using Yahoo Finance in Databricks, before running this, you have to first go and do a pip install and install the library. And this is how you do it. You just say pip install Y Finance. It will install the library, and once the installation is done, you're going to see this tick sign that tells you, oh, everything is fine. And then if you're done with installing yours, just go over to this next cell and let's run this. First thing, after it imports the two libraries, pandas and Y Finance, is that it's going to go to Yahoo Finance and it's going to get the BTC USD data for 1 minute interval. And when it gets it, it's going to do a kind of little cleaning. The link to this code is in the description of this video. Please don't forget, my name is Benjamin. I am your friend. I am your favorite data and AI engineer. And so the next thing you see right here, it's going to convert it to a Spark data frame, after which it will create the catalog I told you about, and then after creating the catalog, it will also create a schema and pair the schema to the catalog, and finally it's going to overwrite. If there's a table already existing with that name, it's going to clear the table and it's going to save this data frame as the table. Okay, let's view the table and see how it looks like. And so you see it has the timestamp, which is the date time, open, high, low, close, and volume, dividend, and stock split. And again, we'll go over to our workspace folder, the one we created. You can see it here. The name is Run Job. This is the notebook we created and we called it creator. And so we are going to create the next notebook, which will be for our incremental ingestion. It's going to help us get the latest data and we'll append it to the already created table. And so just click these three dots here and you'll find create. Come here and then click on notebook. We'll just rename this and call it incremental ingestion. And for this incremental ingestion, you will also find the code in the description of this video. I'll drop a link to the code. Okay, so what this next code is doing now, take note that this is the second notebook. What it's going to do now, it's going to fetch new BTC data and it's going to append it. Append means to add. It's going to append it to the already existing table which we created. Now let me show you what I'm talking about. This is the table and it has so many rows. Okay, let's see the last row and see the timestamp. so that we'll be able to differentiate between the new current data and the previous rows. So let's just go down. Okay, good. This is the last row, and we have 9,592 rows. Okay, and so we'll just go back to this. And so what this code will do right now is going to fetch the latest BTC data, and it's going to append it. And it's not just going to append everything, it's going to append only the newest and the latest one that is not in the already existing data. So it's going to fetch as much as possible, okay? But it's because we've already set the period to maximum, so it's to get as much as possible as it can. Okay, but it's only going to add the ones that are not already existing before. Okay, so it's going to give us the newest and the latest one, and it will do this over time. Let's say, for example, you want to gather enough BTC 1 minute data to train a machine learning model. You might not be able to get it due to some limits, API limits, and so what you need to do is to follow this method, and you'll be able to run this for a long period of time and get thousands, even up to 1,000,000 rows of 1 minute BTC data. Okay, let me show you the next thing now. We'll run the incremental ingestion code. And because we have added the display new rows data frame, it's going to show us, okay, you see, wow, this is nice. And so we have an additional 18 new rows. And guess what? It's going to add these 18 new rows to the other 9,592 rows we had in the previous call. Now let's quickly check to see what we have done. I will say select all from. We'll give the name of the catalog, the schema, and then the name of our table. Okay. Okay, nice one. So now we no longer have 9,592 as we had earlier. Let me just show you. When we ran it before, initially when we were creating it, remember we had 9,005, you can see it here, 9,592 rows. But now, since we have been able to append the recent and the latest data to it, we're now having much rows, which is now 9,610. So you can still run this again, and it will get the latest one and also append it to it again. So let me show you. Let's just go back and we will run the code again, and you see that it will change. Okay, you see it's now 9,614. So it added the latest 2 minutes, the newest 2 minutes to our table. Okay, so let me show you how you can do it to run on its own automatically without having to come here and try to run this code and then do the appending yourself. So what you need to do is to come over here in our menu, and you will find the job and pipelines. Click on it and then come over to job, and then this will appear. What you need to do is you can either come here and say add another task type. That's if what you are working with is not a notebook. But since we actually worked with a notebook to create the files and do the incremental ingestion, we still continue and say notebook. I'll first give it a name, so I will call this one 5 minutes BTC. And so it's a notebook. And so if the file you're working with, like I said earlier, is not a notebook file, so you can just write inside this, you will select what type of file it is. But for us, it is a notebook file, so we'll still continue to select the notebook. And so don't forget the name of the dedicated folder we created for this job happens to be job run. So just click on it, and then you'll find those two notebooks here. We have the creator and then we have the incremental ingestion. So just quickly, let's click and select incremental ingestion, and then you click on confirm. Come right to this one that says notification and click on add. Now what this will do, it gives us the privilege of setting notification. Now when you have a successful run, you can decide to tell Databricks, oh, please notify me that the run was successful or that it failed. So we can add an email address or webhook to notify when runs of this task begin, complete, or the task fails. So let's do that for this one, and just click on that and also click on add notification. When it opens, you come right here and you can select email address and then paste your email address here. And this is my email address. If in case you want to reach out to me, you can contact me through this email address. And so I'm going to set my to give me notification when it starts, and then when the run is successful. When there's a successful run, it's going to send me an email. When it fails, it will send an email. And then duration warning and also streaming backlog. So I'm just going to take out these ones, and let's go with these three. And so you can also mute notification for skipped runs. So let's say it didn't run for some particular reasons, we can actually skip that notification, and we can also mute notifications when the run cancels. We also have mute notifications until the last retry. Let's say there was an error and it could not actually run the job, and it will retry depending on how many retries you set. And so you can actually mute notification until the last retry. This is so powerful and so automatic. So let's just click and save it. Then please click on create task. Then again, you come over to this right side and you see these schedules and trigger. So we're going to be setting when we want it to run. And so when you click on it, you find yourself here, and also click on this drop down, and then you can either create it as a schedule or run it when a file arrives or when the table is updated or continuously. But see, what we want to do now is we'll click on scheduled, and then you either go for advanced or simple, but let's leave this simple. I'll also show you what you can do with the advanced, but let's make this periodic. And so we want this notebook to get activated once every 5 minutes. Okay, once every 5 minutes. So just come here, and we don't have 5 minutes here. Okay, let's go to advanced, and so you can see you want it to run every day. No, we don't want it to run every day. We want it to run every minute. And so it tells us there's a kind of warning here that says this schedule will frequently trigger a new job run even if the previous job is still running. Continuous jobs are better suited to ensure that there is always an active job. Okay, so let's say we want it to run every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. It's going to run every 5 minutes. Okay, so every 5 minutes from 4 minutes past the hour. So okay, so that's fine. So when it runs now, it's going to wait after the next 4 minutes, it will get activated and it will run again. So that's what it actually means. So you can also view it as a cron syntax. So this is it, or view it as UI. So let's just save this. It says job updated. And now we are set to run our first job, but I advise you give this a special name so that you can be able to differentiate it from other jobs you have created or you might be creating after this video. So I'll just call this my job runs, my job. I'll click on enter to save the name, and next, please come over here and click on run now. So congratulations, it has already been triggered, and you can view the run by coming here and click on runs. Wow, this is a good one. And you can see right inside here, it's already showing that there is an active run in process. And when you click on it, just take your cursor to this green one here, it will take you to another window. This will open up, and then you can see the name of the job, and then you can see the job ID, the job run, and then when it was launched or how it was launched. It was launched manually and it started. This is the time it started. It actually has not ended, and the duration is 53 seconds, execution time 53 seconds, and queue duration status it's still running. And when this one is done, it will tell you, oh, successful. Wow, let's clap ourselves, and you can see another one has started. So it's very easy. It's very easy. Being or becoming a data engineer, it's a matter of determination and hard work. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My name is Benjamin. I'm an AI and data engineer and also an MLOps expert. Okay, I love you so much. I'm going to show you something else. Take note that this is once every 5 minutes, okay? Once every 5 minutes, and you can still readjust it. All you need to do is to still come here. You see, it will trigger once every 5 minutes starting at the 4th minute. So you can adjust it to whatsoever time or duration you want it to run. Let's go back. You see, the next one, when the second one is still running. Okay, so guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'm going to show you what is actually happening behind the scene. Now come here. When you click on this again, like I said, see, you'll be able to click on this job run ID, and it will open a notebook for us and show you how it's running one after the other. Now it will actually start from the pip in store-wide finance, and once it's done with this particular cell, it will move over to the next cell. You can see that okay, it's now succeeded, and this one is okay. The next one also is okay. So this is how it works. When you come under the longer bars, you'll be able to see more details, and so you just have to scroll down, and you can click on each. Databricks is a very powerful platform. Okay, let's see how the table looks like now. Just come over to catalog, and then we find the catalog. Right inside, you'll still see the schema. Please, let's click on the table called BTC minutes. To view the table, we have to start and close the compute. And if we also have to go to our email, you'll find out that we have been receiving messages as regards to the running. So let's just click on this one. So it's telling us that it's initiated a run for this job, and it started at 1:19 and it was launched by the scheduler. So it will send feedback as an email message to your mailbox. So once again, my name is Benjamin. I love you so much. Please do me this favor, subscribe to this channel. And if you have any question, or if there's a video you want me to do, or a real life project, whatever you want me to do, you can drop it in the comment box and I'll respond to it. See you in the next video. Everything you would have done sitting in front of your computer, and so this works automatically, dedicated workspace folder for each project. Okay, so